I bought the cheapest Bowie knife off Amazon for only $13.99. We need to find out if it's worth it. To do that, we're gonna test 3 things. How good is the build construction? Is it sharp? And will it survive our brutal testing process?
Watch out, Dad!
Now we need to see if it's sharp right from the factory. It's actually seeming a little bit like it's not completely dull. It seems like it's kind of the sharpest right here in this area, but I wouldn't consider it like really sharp. I was just getting ready to sharpen this and I noticed the guard is actually loose. I don't think it was a minute ago. I think it just loosened up after cutting paper. I need to see if we can sharpen the $14 Bowie on my $1,300 sharpener. Got the Bowie hair popping sharp. Let's see if it does any better on the paper now. If I do it just right, it'll still cut the paper really nicely.
1 hour later.
We're at the tomato cutting area. Let's see if it'll cut a tomato with gravity. Let's see if we can use this Bowie knife to open a soda. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh yeah, that definitely works. Whoa! Woo-wee! Oh yeah. Woo! Oh yeah. It definitely cut it. Oh, that was easier than I thought it would be. Watermelon served. Next, I'm gonna chop on the 2x4 a little bit and see if the edge holds up. Was I able to get it sharp? Yes, got it nice and sharp. Did it hold that sharpness? Not too well. And now it's time to see if the knife will survive the dishwasher.
3 hours later.
I had this knife in the dishwasher on a brutal setting. Pots and pans, high temperature, sanitized, rinse. It was in there for about 3 hours. This one seems to have made it fine. The blade being made out of stainless steel, it didn't affect it at all, and the handle didn't seem to melt off or anything, so it survived the dishwasher. It's time for the brutal testing process. I've got the blade clamped up in the vise, and I've got a bending bar here. We're gonna bend it and see how tough this blade is. Something's probably gonna break. Oh no! The tang broke off. Yeah, right up front here, I think that's gonna definitely be a problem. I wanna see how tough this blade is. I'm gonna put a cheater bar in here and just bend the tar out of this thing and see if it's gonna break or bend over.
Watch out, Dad! I was just sitting right there to hit my work area. I was just sitting right there.
Okay, maybe we need to rethink this bending thing. Look at the light, it dented it right there. Look at right there.
I was sitting right here drawing. Right here. Right here.
The blade didn't seem to hold an edge super well because it got kind of dull after just chopping a little bit, but it's very tough. Like, I had to apply a lot of pressure to get it to bend to that 90 degrees, and then we were bent the other way pretty far before it finally broke off completely. So whatever the stainless steel this blade's made out of is definitely really tough, but it doesn't hold an edge that well. I've been super curious about whether or not these screws in the handle are actually doing anything or if they're just there for looks, so now's the time. I removed the screws and it's actually looking really promising. One side has just a normal looking threaded screw and the other side has the female portion of the screw, so the other one could screw right into it. And I'm guessing this went through the tang to keep the handle from coming off the tang. I think we can take the pommel off. It feels kind of loose. Yep. This is actually a pretty cool piece. It looks like it's cast. I believe this piece is stainless steel because it didn't rust in the dishwasher, and normally carbon steel would rust. Let's see how tough this plastic handle is. Got it clamped up here. I'm just gonna pound on it a little bit with a 2-pound sledgehammer. Got a bigger hammer. This one's about 3.5 pounds. I'm gonna switch up to a larger hammer. This is a custom made 5 or 6 pound hammer here. Trying to get the back of this handle to break open. Okay, that's probably as much as we're gonna get. I'm very impressed with how much hammering I had to do on this handle to break it open. A lot of other materials would have broken open much, much easier. What I really liked about this knife was how tough the blade was. It was really hard for me to break it, but something that brought the score down is the loose guard fit, the really narrow tang that broke off, and then the fact that the blade didn't hold an edge very well. My favorite part of this knife, by the way, is the pommel. I love how it was cast and how intricate the casting was on the inside and how it fit on the end of the handle like a glove. So for $14, do I think this knife was worth it? Yes, I do think it was worth it in just the right scenario. Back when I was a kid and I was out in the timber, cutting brush and trees and giant weeds and stuff and making paths, I would have loved to have a knife like this. It's got that big 9.5-inch blade, so it would have been tons of fun to use, even if it doesn't hold an edge that well or if it doesn't chop hard materials that well. It would have been a lot of fun to have in a scenario like that for $14. I would have loved it as a kid for sure. I will see you in the next video. May the forge be with you. Bye-bye.